what a student's experience has been so far in the Masters of Computer Science program. So thank you for coming. My name is Kelsey Marquardt. If you haven't met me already on a previous Concordia 101 event, I'm an International Admissions and Retention Coordinator here at Concordia, Wisconsin, which means I help with the admissions process and also making admissions decisions, so making sure that everyone has everything they need. We also make sure that while you're on campus or off campus, you're having a good time. So we have events all the time for lots of different things, lots of food, lots of fun. So that is our job here. Walid, would you introduce yourself?
Yeah. My name is Walid. I'm a master's student here at Computer Science. As you might guess, I've actually been here one semester. I'm also a student assistant. I help with these events, if you might say. I'm here to help you understand the program, and also for those of you who are not attending this program, I'm also here for your questions if you have any. So yeah, I guess, Kelsey, we can get started.
Perfect, thank you. So just to give you an overview again of what the MS Computer Science program is like. Again, Sumanpreet, you're doing MBA, so this is just helpful information for you, but for others, just as a reminder of what the computer science master's degree is all about. So there are two concentrations. That would be software engineering and information systems. So those are the two differences. So software engineering is all about creating the actual system itself, and then information systems is about how you apply that and manage technology. So there are core classes that everyone in the Masters of Computer Science program takes. You can see them all here. And I do want to note that we are still issuing I-20s, our offices. So we are still issuing I-20s because we know that as things open up, you're going to need to have all of your documents that you need. Now, I'm guessing both of you are from India. So we know the mail system is not working right now in India. So we don't want to send your very important paper into a system that we're not sure what is going to happen to it. So we are pausing those I-20s for the moment, and we will send them as soon as mail opens up, okay? If you do get your I-20 and there are interview times open, but you're not able to get one because we know everybody's going to be doing the same thing, it is okay. You have some choices. We want to be as flexible as possible for you. So either you can start your program online and finish on campus. That is up to you if you want to make sure that your timeline is still going as planned. Or if you still want to do your whole program on campus, we understand that too. So we will defer your I-20 free of charge to the next term, okay? So that is all up to you. So the first two classes, if you want to choose option A of starting your program online and finishing on campus, the vocational computing and AI, those classes are going to be available online for you right away. So you'll be able to take them. Also, within each of the online classroom parts are where you will be able to see your homework and things like that. Moving forward, the Masters of Computer Science program will have like a mini catch-up lesson, so you can review topics that you may not have covered as well or may have forgotten about or just need some more information for. So that will be in each of those individual homework online portions. Then, like I said, there's those concentrations, and this is how those concentrations are broken up. So these are the differences of programs you're going to take. Yes, information systems, fantastic. Do you want me to go back a little bit to see the differences, Zach? No, okay, good. So great, so information systems is your concentration. So you can see there, advanced networking, system design, and system administration. So computer science is one of those highly employable career paths, and specifically managing those large systems for companies is always going to be something that people are looking for. So those skills that you're going to learn in those classes are going to be very valuable. So I'm going to turn it over now to Walid a little bit to talk about his experience, not only as a Master's of Computer Science student, but as an international student in general. So Walid is one of our student workers at the Concordia International Center, like he said. But we do have student worker positions on campus that you can do other things. So other departments have student worker positions, like the business program has graduate assistantships available. You have to apply for them and interview usually in order to get that position. But there are other places as well. So if you wanted to work in the dining services, or if you wanted to work in the library, there are other positions available. There's an online system when you get to campus that you can apply for those. Okay, so Walid, what has your experience been like as a CUW student worker?
Well, I'd say this. Look, at first, I haven't talked from the beginning, so I'd like to personally welcome both of you to the presentation first. And then I'd like to say this. If you went to the Concordia University website, there is this, they highlight this word that is really, I found it on ground, which is uncommon. And the experience is uncommon. It's not that different. It's something you've never probably experienced on campus before. So as you can see, they have me on pictures here in events we do, which we used to do each week. So on the right, of course, this was our introduction day, I think, yeah, right?
Orientation.
Orientation day, right. And as you can see, all of the international students here are in the picture. And to be quite honest, regardless of what the entire world, as Kelsey said, has been going through, the picture on the right, we've all been a family, all of us as international students. So it's not just a picture that we've taken someday in the semester, but we've all been friends. We all know each other. Now, the picture on the right was a similar event day. We always did events. We always did games. We always had winners. Which actually made your experience as a master's degree student, because you're here to study, right? And but when you find not distractions, but when you find a way to have fun besides studying and besides your coursework, this helps your overall experience, right? This makes it a fun experience, and how I said it at first, an uncommon experience, right? So yeah, it's been a great experience. I've made a lot of friends, and yet to make friends, and yet to see you guys hopefully in the fall. But yeah, it's uncommon, as I mentioned at the start. So we can move the past slide.
Perfect, thanks. And then, so here are some more photos. Would you talk about?
Yeah, and by the way, that was Pruthak. Pruthak, have I spelled your name correctly, Pruthak?
Yes, that's correct. That's my name. Yes.
Okay, actually, the picture on the left, on the far left, this is from inside the computer science department.
Okay.
It has the all the comic stuff.
Yeah, I can see that's the hand of Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the hand of Thanos. Yes.
So yeah, we have a new comic fan in the department. So and the picture.
So Walid, where are you from?
I'm from Egypt.
Oh, you're from Egypt. Okay. Yeah, we are from the same continent, I guess. I am also from Zambia.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
That's nice to hear. Yeah, it's from the same continent. Yes. And the picture in the middle explains a little what I said earlier from the previous slide, that we were a family. The picture in the middle actually was before everybody had to say goodbye and leave campus, because at some point, because of all of this, people had to go home, people had to leave. So as you can see, this picture does not have all international students that you saw in the previous slide, but it had all the people that had to leave, and we missed the others from the photo. But as you can see, we were friends. We were still a family, regardless of the day of the orientation that we met. But that means you'll make friends. Actually, you'll have friends waiting for you here before you arrive. So that's how I'd like to say. And the picture on the right, I don't know if you can see it, but the picture on the right shows one of the beautiful things about Concordia here is is it called the cliff, Kelsey? It's called the
Bluffs.
The bluff. Sorry, yeah, the bluff.
The same thing.
Yeah, and as you know, Concordia has a stunning lake view and lake entrance, actually, that you can go and see the lake for yourself, Lake Michigan. And the bluff makes it much more stunning, whether you're in the winter, as you can see it's snowing behind me, or better yet, in the warmer weathers. But the view is amazing, and I think Kelsey can weigh in on this as well, because I haven't had a chance yet to go through the bluff. It's not open yet, I guess, but the view from there is just amazing, and I think it's waiting for you guys to see.
Yeah, I have two stories about this view, actually. So one, when I was first interviewing for Concordia University, Wisconsin, it was very, very foggy. So I was like driving in a cloud and had no idea the view was there, even though when you drive up, you can see it. So when my first impression was, I didn't even know it was there. But then the second day I came to campus, it was like, wow, it was amazing. It was like looking out on the ocean, because Lake Michigan is one of the Great Lakes in the United States.
Exactly.
And it's so big, you can't see the other side. It's huge. So that's my first story. And then the second story is we had a student on one of the other Concordia 101 events who said that he had a dream about studying at a school. Is this you, Pratik?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
You.
I was the one.
Oh, wonderful. I'm going to write down your name, because it's I've told this to our other teammates about you having this dream. And it was, we talked about it for a long time. Do you want to share this story, actually?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Actually, there was this sudden night I had this dream.
Yeah.
So I was looking at there was water on the other side of where I was standing. There was water on the other side, and the other side was my school, where I was studying, so my university. So there was a lot of water on one side, and it was like quite scenic. I cannot explain how it was, but it was quite scenic, and I was standing right in the middle of it. So, but then I wasn't planning anything. Like I didn't have anything on my mind, like going to the America or thinking about moving anywhere outside foreign country or anything like that. But then when I came across this event in February, and then I checked the I don't know, I had this feeling when I met the Concordia representative over there in February in Ahmedabad. I had this feeling that this is a place where I need to be. And then when I checked out your campus, I saw that it was actually, that's how it was.
Yeah, I that's wonderful. Thank you again for sharing. And I just, wow, you've inspired so much already. And you're not even here yet. So thank you so much. So also going back to what has life been like on campus is, so like Walid said, we had many students leave campus, but we have had students who have chosen to stay or who cannot return home. So for flights and different reasons like that. So for the students who are living on campus, we are making sure they're very safe. We provide them with a lot of things like, first of all, food, snacks, separate, like we gave them masks and hand sanitizer and crafts that they can do and bring back to their room so that they could do things other than homework. So we've been doing things like that. But Walid also has experience of being a student living off campus during this quarantine. So Walid, what has life been like for you during this craziness?
Yeah, it's craziness. So yeah, I lived a small portion of the semester off campus, and boy, it was fun, I guess. We stayed at home, as you guys might have imagined. But really, I'd like to say this, but because Kelsey just said it, and I'd like to emphasize on this more. Consider the International Center, and I'm saying this honestly. Consider the International Center as your second home. Yes, currently I do live on campus, but I did live off campus for about I think 9 weeks, 8 weeks of the semester, and an extra two or 3 weeks, I guess. So the experience outside of campus was, of course, everybody stayed at home, but I was okay because I knew I had people I can count on. I had my family I can count on, and not my family abroad in Egypt. I'm talking about the family that I have made here. As I mentioned from the start, I keep emphasizing on this because this is true. And that's why I said consider the International Center as your second home here. And right, as Kelsey said, they're here providing support, whether through food, and you're gonna eat a lot, or through fun and activities, but they're here. And as also a student who had a privilege to work in the International Center, it's not uncommon to see students come to us a lot asking questions, knowing how to move forward with this or with that. So it's really been easy with their help, and quarantining off campus was really not that big of a deal because of their support. So, but regardless of this, I think it was pretty much similar to everywhere around the world. We all stayed home, so it was a good experience, and which leads me to say is for you guys as well, because you're the ones coming here, that Milwaukee is a beautiful city, and regardless of the circumstances we're living at, hopefully in the fall we'll be in a much better situation for you to explore the city. I think I have privilege of being here, or for having seen the city multiple times, but seriously, Milwaukee is a nice city to hang around and see and stuff like that. So that also made the quarantine challenge a little bit normal, I guess, or good, yeah.
And what is the quarantine challenge?
So basically, every week or frequently, we do these challenges, and for people to participate in within the area of Milwaukee, or the people living near the campus, but also international students living away from the 30 miles of campus can participate as well. These were challenges that we do in order to make use and make fun of our quarantine, right? You can't just sit at home and do nothing. You have to do something. and these challenges were there to just to have fun together, just for all of us to have fun together and make use of our time, not just sit there and do nothing. So they were fun.
Yeah, some examples are like, can you wake up early enough to see the sunrise and take a picture of it? And then you get points, and those points can be redeemed for prizes like gift cards to local businesses in the area. So other examples are like, can you clean your room and show us a before and after? Or can you introduce us to your family? So just fun things to do that aren't Netflix and watching movies, you know, something that's a little more engaging to get you off the couch. That was the goal. And then also there's a Ramadan care package there, right? So we sent out Ramadan care packages to students who were living on and close to off campus. And a lot of those were homemade treats by one of our staff members.
Yeah.
So she loves to bake and cook. So she made a lot of stuff for that. Wonderful, thank you. And Pruthak says, waking up early, I already lost. Especially during this quarantine time, right? I feel like
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We all woke up late. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I created some questions just to ask Walid, but if you guys have specific questions too about what is it like being an international student here, feel free to ask him after he gets to these ones, okay? So go for it, Walid.
So yeah, okay. So why did I choose Concordia? So you know, when you're looking for colleges, one of the things you study is their curriculum and how they can affect your professional life after your master's degree. And I found the Concordia curriculum to be specifically for my major in computer science, but I'm sure in management as well, it's going to be as much as good because I have friends in management, and I'm talking about Sumanpreet for this, but their curriculum is strong, both theoretical and practical as well. And having been a student in the master's degree program, I can say that they focus on how to apply theory or what you're studying in a practical working environment. But why did I choose Concordia from the start? As I said, the curriculum is strong practically. If you look at the subjects, the courses you take, you can relate it to the professional market and how it will benefit you after you finish your master's degree. So what class has been my favorite? So far, I've not taken so many classes as you might know, but I'd say there's this class which is really important, and which is the vocational computing or vocation and ethics class, which is basically it lays down the strong foundation of ethics in our work environment. And I'm talking to Pruthak here because you are information systems. This is your major, right? So yeah, you mean Dr. Mike Littman, right? You were here yesterday. So yeah, I like Littman as well. He's a lovable person. So yeah, I think, as I was mentioning to Kelsey earlier, it's one thing to work in a workplace and have this template on the wall or in the company saying you should follow this guideline and do this and not do that. Do not steal, do not take pens, do not copy others' work. This is something, but when you study why they wrote this from the start, why they have code of ethics for a professional and code of ethics for a customer, for example. Why does a client have code of ethics, and why do we put these there? That's a totally different story. and I think it builds on your experience and professionalism along the way. So that's why I picked this class to be my favorite. Favorite professor, I'd say Littman, as you might said, Professor Mike Littman. You saw him yesterday. He's a lovable person. Um, yeah, exactly. He's a lovable person, and he's keen to making you learn by. And I'm gonna quote this from one of his classes that I've attended. Is that he doesn't focus on the main course until he finishes his focus on the background. And he used to say this is that he does not like to build on quicksand, which is basically what everyone does not want. You do not want to build anything on quicksand. So what that means is he focuses on solid foundation before moving forward with the actual course, which is good because, for example, for me, I had a professional experience. I had professional experience, but probably I forgot 30% of what I had in college. So what he did there was a small recall, let's say that, or made me remember what probably I forgot due to my professional experience. So yeah, again, he's a good person to be around. He's fun to be around, by the way. But solid foundation, that's the key word. Solid foundation, not based on quicksand. So memorable moment so far for me was the picture I saw you. I saw you both on the previous slide, in which all of us international students were in one picture before leaving campus. That was memorable for me because we had people from all over the world in this picture. We had people from Nigeria who traveled back. I think no, but we had people from Austria who traveled back. We have friends from Slovakia who traveled back. We had from Korea in this picture. So the thing is, when you spend, and when you come to think of it, we didn't spend that much time. It was almost 2 months, but there was a bond there. We were friends, like we've been friends for years, and to see everybody leave was just heartbreaking, to say the least. So that's why that was a memorable moment for me. And by the way, this picture was taken next to the International Center. Yeah, if we can. Yeah, exactly. This area right here is the entrance to the International Center, which hopefully we will welcome you from this entrance next fall. So yeah, it was taken next to the International Center. What are your plans? What are my plans post-graduation? So I'm gonna say this, but be careful because I'm asking you too. So my plans post-graduation is basically, for now, I plan on taking another master's, but taking an MBA in information systems. In order for me to have utilized both the technical experience and the management experience as well. And also, besides the master's degree, looking for a professional experience within my stay. But for the most part, I think I'm going for the MBA in information systems for my post-graduation plans. So what's challenging about being an international student in the US? So yeah, as I mentioned to Kelsey earlier as well, one of the challenging, I wouldn't say challenging, but different about being an international student in the US is the process and how you need to read thoroughly, read in detail, or understand the instructions of everything you want to do, because sometimes it's simple to just ask, right? Hey, I need to do this, and how do you think I can do it? And this person might or might not be helpful, but let's assume most of the time he or she might be helpful to you and guide you through the process. But really, what I personally learned here is that whether you're renting something, whether you're taking assignments, as Kelsey mentioned earlier, or courses, yes, you can get back to your professor anytime, and they're highly responsive, and they'll get back to you with guidelines. But it's the process itself. It's part of the process. Let's say it like this. I consider it part of the process itself to understand the task at hand. So yeah, that's what's been challenging for me to settle with the process itself.
Yeah,
So questions?
we were talking about this before of
Yeah.
it's hard to know what you don't know, especially when it comes to spending a lot of time or money or whatever it is you're going to do. So if it's something like renting an apartment or buying a car or traveling somewhere, taking an Uber, or Airbnb, things like that, it's hard to know the things that aren't being said that when you're in America, sometimes people assume you just know. So that's why it's a great reason, again, to come to the International Center and just say, hey, I'm going to be doing this. I just want to make sure I've got it, that I'm understanding everything. Or to make an American friend who can tell you about some of that stuff. We do cover some of it in orientation, like Americans tend to be a little more outspoken and they don't like to spend a lot of time on things that aren't business if you're in that business setting. So just kind of covering some of those Americanisms or just kind of things that are particular to American culture of, in order to do this, we need to do this first, but you might not know that when you come in. So that's kind of what we were chatting about, Walid and I, before we started.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But now is your time to ask Walid questions as an international student and specifically Masters of Computer Science. Or if you have questions for me, I'm happy to help. You can put them in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Doesn't matter. Okay.
As of now, there's nothing on our mind. I think whatever Walid said and you said, you have clarified everything.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you so much. Well, just so you guys know, today is the last day of Concordia 101. And as I put in there as a reminder to myself, we are doing a raffle for people who come to these events. And each event you attend has a survey that goes along with it. So every survey you complete is a raffle ticket into our prize system. And so we will give the winner their prize when they come to campus. And just as a reminder, we have other things coming up today. So at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, we have our esports coach. So this is for undergraduate students. But the computer science students are able to use the computer science or the esports gaming systems whenever the esports aren't using them. So if you're at all interested in what esports is, and then at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, we are going to do just a fun event just to to play a game together, and then also just to get to know each other a little bit more. So that's going to be at 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. And we've broken them into 3 different groups. So there's CUW undergraduates, CUW graduates, and Concordia and Honor students. So make sure you're clicking the right link from your email. Okay. So there's that survey link. Make sure to take that. You also get to rate myself and Walid to see if you liked our speaking styles and what we can do better next time. If you think of a question later that you want to ask us, there's a section in there for that too. So thank you very, very much for joining. I hope you all have a great night. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, so we hope that for you too. And I think you both were impeccable and you almost explained everything quite nicely. So I don't think we will be needing any more clarifications. And I will try if I can attend the 5 p.m. CST graduate greet and meet, but I'm not sure because it will be quite late for us over here in India.
Sounds
It will be almost 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning.
I understand. That's early.
But I'll still try. If I can. I will come over.
Wonderful. Well, we would love to have you. Okay. Well, thank you all. Thank you. And have a good night. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, Kelsey. Bye.